Many people ask me about stock photography. What is stock photography and how to make money in it? Disclaimer. In this video, I'm sharing my personal experience in working with stock photo agencies. It is not business or legal advice of any kind. Let's talk about stock photography agencies and how they work. It is essentially huge photo libraries with millions of images covering every possible subject. For example, you're looking for an image of the Statue of Liberty for your social media website, printed publication, or any other use. Sending photographer to New York City, paying creative fee, expenses, and taking risk of not getting the image you want is expensive proposition. Instead, you go to the website of the stock photo agency and do a search for images of the Statue of Liberty. In a matter of seconds, you have thousands of images to choose from. You license the image you like and pay a fee based on the usage you need. And you're done. Where are the images coming from? Photographers like me sign contract with the agency and agree to provide images on a variety of subjects. The way stock photography business works is that photographer creates images. Stock photo agency markets these images to clients, and when the sale or license, to be correct, is made, the fee is split between photographer and the agency. Different agencies offer different compensation in range between 20 to 50% going to photographer. Photographer creates images at their own expense. An agency covers all business costs related to marketing and licensing photographers' images. I signed up my first stock photo agency in 1991. Yeah. Eventually, I signed up with 12 different agencies in 12 different countries. At the time, it was great business for me. I could photograph whatever I want, whenever I want, and getting paid for it. I worked a lot, and I produced a lot of images of different subjects, doing stock photography full time. For more than 10 years, it was paying all my bills. I was supporting my family and putting some money away for the future. Of course, eventually prices for stock images went down. Nowadays, all but 4 of my agencies disappeared. Some went under and some were bought out by big agencies like Getty Images. I haven't sent any of my images to my stock photo agencies for about 6 years now, but I'm still getting a few $1,000s a year in royalties. Recently, 2 of my agencies started showing signs of life, meaning paying me more money. So I decided to start supplying my images to the agencies again. There are 2 main kinds of stock photo agencies, microstock and traditional. Microstock photo agencies license images for anywhere from a few cents to a few dollars. I know that some people make reasonable money with that business, but personally, I decided not to be involved. The idea of selling my images for a few cents emotionally is unacceptable for me. Of course, this is my personal decision. Traditional photo stock agencies license images for fee based on intended use. Fee can range from a few dollars for personal use to a few thousands of dollars for things like advertising. Here are a few tips how to create images for stock photography. Your images need to be perfect quality. Sharp, correct exposure, good interesting composition and lighting. Competition in this business is extreme. There are thousands of professional photographers working with stock photo agencies, and in the past few years, thousands of photography enthusiasts entered the field. The name of the game is to have a lot of images and license every image as many times as possible. That means that generic, timeless images which are possible to license for a variety of users for many years are the winners. For example, the image of the Statue of Liberty can be licensed for use from textbook and editorial publication to hotels, airlines, banks, advertising. Happy young couple on the beach can be used for travel advertisements, for financial services, for healthy diet story. Images cannot have any corporate logos or symbols like Coca-Cola or Nike or BMW. You need to have complete information about the image: what, where, and when. In respect to travel stock photography, it is important to cover a variety of subjects from landscapes to cityscapes to famous monuments and locations to people and food and more. Also photographed in different times of the day and different weather. Look for lifestyle, recreational sports, families. It is important to cover ages from babies to seniors. Images of active seniors are always in demand. For ideas, it is best to browse files of stock photo agency online. Now probably the most confusing and difficult subject of model and property releases. When I photograph a model or a person I know, it is easy to get signed model release form. When I take pictures on the streets in the United States or in any other country, Usually signing model release form is not an option. What to do? First, we need to understand what model release form is for. By signing this form, person in your image grants you the right to use their images for commercial purposes, which means that the image can be sold or licensed for use in things like promotional, corporate, advertising publications, and similar uses. Use of the same image in editorial and news market usually doesn't require a signed model release form. I have images with my stock photo agencies with people on the street which were licensed many times, even though I do not have signed model releases. When I supply images to my agency, I provide information if model and property release forms are available or not. Based on that information, these images can be licensed for different use. Of course, availability of signed model and property release forms significantly increase your chances to license images for more users and for much more money. Here comes two ways on marketing your images through your stock photo agency. Royalty-free. The image is licensed for unlimited, non-exclusive use for one-time fee. That means that the image either doesn't require any special permissions, like the image of Statue of Liberty, or in case of images with people and property, has signed model and property release forms. Rights managed licensing usually has some sort of exclusivity for a limited time and use. Because of that, it has higher licensing fee than royalty-free. In respect to model and property releases, conditions are the same. How to choose royalty-free or rights-managed distribution? Considering that all above conditions are met, for me it is mainly about the content of the image. If I have something special and unique, I will go for the rights-managed. If it is something simple and generic, then royalty-free. There is also an important fact in respect to travel photography. Cliché images sell the most. It's ironic and frustrating at times, but clients often go for the obvious. It was many times when I thought, some incredible image that will sell non-stop, and it didn't. But classics like Statue of Liberty or Big Ben in London or Taj Mahal in India were selling again and again. I'm not saying don't do original work. Just when you are in Paris, don't forget to take a picture of the Eiffel Tower. Feel free to leave comments and ask specific questions. In a couple of weeks, I'm going on a trip to France and Spain. I'm planning to produce a variety of photography and video and share it with you on my YouTube channel. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching.